Gemini, stepping into your divine feminine this week means softer winds. We have the Empress for you. As you see, she is surrounded by trees, rabbits, birds. It's peaceful, it's soft, it's gentle, like the Empress. It's a time to receive instead of giving. So perhaps when you see this, you're going to be feeling your energy will not be so much proactive. It will be more, can you sit and receive, which is a very feminine energy, which is a very most challenging energy for most humans. It's not a loud energy. It's not a chaotic one. It is very calm and quiet. Hello, my beautiful warriors of love. My name is Sabrina, and welcome to this Gemini reading. This is timeless reading, so whenever you get this message, it's meant for you. We have the Empress energy, which is beautiful. She's the number 3 archetype in the tarot, major arcana. 3 being the 3 and Empress being the number and the archetype of creativity, like creation, really, of a feminine, entering your defined feminine energy, which, like I said at the beginning, is such a challenging energy for many because we're so used to giving. Being generous is the right thing to do, right? For people to, oh, wow, she's so generous, or he's so giving. Oh, he's giving extra overtime, or she, like doing, like. But the Empress is not about doing. That's the thing. The Empress is about comfortably receiving, accepting help, accepting support, accepting, all of that. She's also one, like the Empress is embodying your emotions, embodying everything, like she's very confident. She works very hard, by the way. She's a Taurus and a Libra energy. But the work that she puts into it is for her enjoyment and for her passion and for her and not to please another. The Empress and the Emperor, like the Empress is the queen of all queens, right? So she's like hierarchical, like more higher ranked, right? But in that sense is like she's taking care of all the queens, of course, but she's doing it on her own terms. Like the way the Emperor owns his own authority, she owns her own authority. Her authority is not so proactive. Her authority is more playing in the grass, playing in the field, playing with the field, which is very interesting, like nurturing herself, self-care, gardening, all this kind of things are always associated with the Empress energy. She's planting her own seeds, waiting for the growth, to occur, waiting for it to bloom, enjoying every process of that. So this is showing up for you, Gemini, which is very challenging for you because you're not that. You're like, let's get shit done, Geminis. Also, you can be like, I'm not going to generalize every Gemini to being like that, right? But you're abstract thinkers. You're more, but why and what if like you ask questions. You're more critical thinkers. And she's showing up because maybe it's a time for you to pause, stop thinking so much. Stop living in the brain so much, or in the mind, trying to figure out why, how, or where, or whatever it is that you're thinking about in your brain. This is a moment of pause and reflection. So let's just see what is going on with you. The Empress could also be a mother energy in your life, like a feminine energy, whether she is a friend or a partner, or it could also be a male with a feminine energy. That's the feeling here, is someone that is who plays an important role in your life. this is not an acquaintance. This is not just a random colleague, a random supplier of yours. This is someone pivotal in your life right now. So this person is showing up, or this could be you again, as mother, as sister, as daughter, as whatever. So let's see what's going on. This will take after. Wow, I didn't even know this card was this. Okay. The Three of Swords. Sadness and isolation. It's like almost the same colors as your card here. Yes. The Three of Swords. I'm not going to go around the bush with this one. The Three of Swords is heartbreak, grief, sadness, you know, sometimes a little bit of a depression. It's a swords energy, which is you're a swords energy. In this case, it's a Libra energy, but still, it's like this weight of the world on you. But the Three of Swords, as you can see, he's like launching up. So maybe you are coming from a closure. Maybe you're coming from, or you still have dealt with grief. You still haven't, you know, you're dealing with it now. You know, grief is not something that occurs, oh, someone died, and grief is an ongoing process, right? Whether it's someone dying in your life, whether it's you ending a job or a long-time career or a long-time passion of yours, or you discovering that, oh my God, you like ending a pattern in your life of like always dating the same kinds of people, always befriending the same kind of people. Like there's a closure here with the Three of Swords. Three, interesting. It's like there's a beginning energy almost, because you have to you're closing it out, you're feeling the feels. Explains why Chiron showed up as your planet. Chiron is a planet of inner wounds and healing, inner child BS, right? That is coming up. So I'm now it makes sense. So to me, when I see this little boy here in the shadow part of it, and he's like depressed, and now in the light part of it, he's trying his best to come out, right? So this is a thing with any sign, but Gemini in particular, let's say, because your thought patterns are a little bit more diverse than everyone else's, you will tend to open up a lot of folders in your brain, right? Because of this mindset. All the air signs tend to have more folders than more, maybe the water signs too. But yours are very organized and maybe not organized. You know, it's like a controlled chaos perhaps in your minds. You know, like, and you might revisit them, and you open up the folder and revisit them over and over and over again, but without finding a solution, because now you've just compounded it with something else, another thought pattern that just like wired in. So I'm confused just saying this, but the Three of Swords is like, is something that I'm feeling because I'm seeing the Empress. Might have to do with maternal, you're like a mother energy, like an abandonment, or not an alliance with her, or like a sister, or anyone, a grandmother, or a female friend, or someone that in your life that has caused you pain. Have they done it on purpose? Probably not, but it's something that is deep set within you, and it's trying to free itself. As we see it, it's trying to free itself. But the folder, the folders are so compounded that it's harder to free themselves, which is a lot of work that is going to be is incoming for you, Gemini. And that's perhaps why we need you, like, and it's not necessarily, you don't need to be going to nature. You can if you want. You don't have to. There's, you know, I used to think maybe the best place to go was in the peace. But sometimes I'm thinking the best places to be is in the chaos, because you can't find the quiet in that chaos, right? Because everything else is lit. And you, Geminis, probably work better that way, because if you're in the silence, you'd probably open up all the folders. It'd be like great. So I'm laughing, but I'm actually feeling there's a sadness here, a deep sadness for some of you that are still holding on to a past version of yourself, or still holding on to this storyline that keeps showing up. And it's a mother's storyline. I keep feeling it very strongly, but it could be anyone else in your life as well. But it's someone that loved you maybe a lot, maybe helicoptered you, tried to control you, you know, someone who tried to do their best for you, but it just wasn't working. Like it was you weren't able to be you. And this is showing up for you. So this could even just show up as a teacher that like crossed the line with you, like or shut you up, you know, or someone at work who they just continuously just like disregard you or something like that. That's usually it occurs right now in your life, that wakes up, it illuminates, right? And it wakes up and opens that folder of when you were 5 years old and when you were 10 years old and when you're whatever the pattern. And then you're like, oh, okay. But unfortunately, the MO of every human is to shut the folder, like seal it with like tape and put it into the locker, you know, and never go back to do it again. But this is coming up, and so it needs to be addressed. And of course, it's up to you to address it or not. But in order to bloom as a human, we need to release ourselves from this. So this is like a big thing. This is big. The next card is the Justice card. Detach. Oh, very beautiful. With the dove. The Justice card is a Libra energy. Libra showing up. So maybe it's a Libra involved here. This is like the white dove is peace, right? It's like I like that there's a portal behind her, right? That's her old timeline, her old version of herself. I love this imagery because it's like launching again and her moving into another timeline, into, you know, like there's this movement here for you, asking you to slowly make moves. We're not here like the slow aspect of the Empress is very much here. It's not asking you to like move leaps and bounds, and this is like an error that we do as humans, that we're like, okay, let's go next folder. No, man, take your folder, unfold it, and like deal with it as you can, slowly and gently, because you're regulating your nervous system as you're doing it, right? So if you're like boom, 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 fast, your nervous system's gonna go whack, and someone's gonna be visiting a hospital or gonna be like lying in bed for like 3 years or whatever, 3 months, because you're just moving along to just check off the boxes, or, you know, no, it's not the way it works here. And the Justice is, and I love it, this card showed up as detached from the storyline, but you have to recognize the storyline before we can detach from it. We have to recognize the old version of yourself who is showing up, repeating the same pattern, right? We have to recognize it, and it sucks to recognize it, because we have to see our failures and our weaknesses, and they have to show up in our faces, which are beautiful, by the way. Those are they're almost the instigators, you know, they're the sparks that get us feeling alive again. And so you're doing some work, some heavy duty work, my beautiful Geminis. I guess that's why you were called, like that's why everyone's called, because this week, this is feeling like a release is in order, and it's also asking for gentleness from you. Like the feminine energy showing up for you makes sense, right? It's like about nurturing yourself and loving yourself and embracing yourself wherever you are. You know, this could be you're in a place right now, like if you're a student, you just graduated and you have no freaking idea and you're just spiraling. You have no idea what you're doing. You could be like retired and you're like, all the old stories coming up now and they're like showing his face. You could be working, whatever, and still, like, you know what I'm saying? It could, there's so many scenarios here. This is just, or just like inertia, you know, when we're frozen. You should go check out my freeze video. It's exactly that energy of like just being there. And then when we're just there and we're doing nothing, then we start to spiral. Our brains start opening up all the folders saying you're a loser, you're a failure, you're nothing, you know, what are you doing with your life, blah blah blah. And this is all showing up, and this is like saying, okay, it's time to reverse, you know, like not reverse, like flip the script, like let's change the storyline. It also has to do with someone in your life that maybe like draining your energy, which could be the Empress as well. And do we just like run away from our mothers and our partners and our friends? No, we address them. We first address what's happening inside of us before we can address the human being in front of us. But first we need to understand the mirror in front of within us, right? We have to understand what's going on here. And it's like sometimes you have no idea. Like I've worked with people and they have no idea, and they get triggered a lot because I will present them with mirrors which they do not want to see, and it's okay, right? Because me too. I sometimes I have no idea what's coming up. And I don't know how to even address it. But I just let it flow. And I just let the bird fly wherever it needs to fly, because sometimes you don't need to know. And sometimes your files and your folders will fully just dissolve on their own. And no need to go back to them, even if they're locked up in a safe in your brain. Because your next card is really great. It's the dreams coming true, the 9 of Cups. So, I mean, finally we have a Cups energy, emotion. This is Pisces energy. It's really like a beautiful transition here of you being grief or heartbreak, or, you know, just like self-hatred or unworthiness. This is that energy here because of an Empress, or just because, right? Because everybody is going through this, and this is you detaching from this, is recognizing this, not avoiding it. When we detach, we don't just like, oh, okay, it's gone. No, we face it. We open the folder in the files and we read, or whatever we need to do. We need to look at it and really face off with our own problems and our mirrors. Be it resentment. I have resentment with my siblings. I have resentment with my parents. I resent my friends for being more successful than me. You know, like even as egotistical as they may sound in your brain, it doesn't matter, because it's something there. It exists, and we have to acknowledge it. And this is where I like, in my personal experience, I've experienced this, where I've ignored my ego in that sense. I like, oh, no, it's not because of that. It's like we turn everything to be a victim, or we turn everything to be a villain or them. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, no, just acknowledge what it is. What's going on in your life is valid. It's not to be ignored. Like what you're feeling is valid. 100,000%, you're feeling it. But like so many times with Geminis, specifically, or even Cancers are really good at this one. They like to revisit the same thing over and over and over again, without really acknowledging it. You know, like giving it its spotlight, almost. I can't tell you how, because we give too much spotlight to the good things. We never give spotlight to the bad things. Like if you're feeling weak you know, weak in the sense that you're unable to make a decision in a relationship. You keep making the same mistakes over and over again. Or you're unable to tell your friend how you really feel. Or you're unable to speak up at, you know, whatever this is for you. Acknowledge it and say, oh my God, it's here. It's not like it's not a bad thing. It's here because it's here because it needs to clear, right? Your soul, your ego, all of them. I'm like, I had a revelation last night, and I was like, oh my God, my ego must be so fucking annoyed with me sometimes, right? They're like, okay, get over it. I'm done surviving for you, right? Like, let's go, right? It's like, because we're not acknowledging. We're not loving our pain. And we hear this a lot, and you hear this with psychology, you validate your pain, then, you know, whatever. I don't know what psychologists do, but we don't really love it. To me, I'm like, I love everything about all the pain I'm going through. I have no idea. Like, sometimes I don't know how to rectify it, but I just trust that my body, my mind, and my soul are going to take care of it, because they're my tools on this earth. I'm experiencing it. They're here to help me through, but if they keep seeing me hit the same wall every single time and never walk through the portal, never walk through that open doorway, open path that they've given us, always, over and over again, no, we're saying, no. We're just going to go back to that same relationship. We're just going to go back to that same job that's draining the shit out of me. We're just going to go back to that. And that's why this is kind of like the loop. And then the Nine of Cups says, okay, oh, I like the loop. The loop is here. But now it's whirling like this. Like, the energy is like building itself up and saying, okay, now that you've like acknowledged this, let's have fun. Let's release this. Why are we holding on to this? Why are you holding on to this relationship? Why are you holding on to this job? Why are you holding on to this identity? Why are you holding on to this purpose? Why are you holding on to anything? There's no reason to hold on to anything. Not even hold on to yourself. It's just like this freedom of just letting everything process itself through you, right? Is it. I mean, we are needing to move out of this victim state so badly. And I've discussed this in other videos, and it's like your energy matters. Everything is energy. Everybody says everything is energy, but they don't even know what they're talking about, because everything is energy. So when you're holding on to this hurt and this pain and it's trickling out into the energy field, right? And it's showing itself up on Mother Earth. So if a whole population is angry, there's going to be, what is anger? What is anger? Anger is earthquake. Anger is war. Anger is, right? So if the population remains angry, the war will continue. Well, it's right. It's easy for you to say because you're not in a war zone. Yes, you're right. I'm not. But I've been in other zones where I have learned how to deal with that trauma right in front of my face. Right? And I'm still learning how to deal with that tragedy. It's still coming up in my field because it's not fully released yet. So this is the evolution. And this is realizing that your energy actually speaks louder than words. That's where it comes from. It's like your energy doesn't need to speak. Your energy needs to be. And if you're always stressed, like I see it sometimes we have to look at it in a grander way. Like I do tell people to focus on themselves, which is really important because you're doing the clearing. But then look at the bigger picture, and just say, oh, it's true. When I clear, I release that field. I release that energy in that field. Oh my God, imagine my clearing helps, the baby to step. Like you don't even know what you're doing. You're helping people. You're healing the baby with leukemia on the other side of the planet because you're releasing it into the energy field. but we're stuck on thinking that medicine is doing it, but you're doing it. You're the energy field. So, and I know I'm taking this out to like a big generalization, but it really is. It's all about this. And taking that kind of accountability changes everything. You're like, oh, I'm responsible for a healthy planet. I'm responsible for healing the world, but not to weigh it on you. But it's so like in a light way. It's like, oh my God, that's so much fun. The moment I felt happy today, kind of energy. And when I'm feeling really sad, I'm not going to think, oh my God, my energy is at I'm going to say, oh, I have to move through this. It is what it is. It has to collapse. So if I'm going through this and something has to collapse in the world and I don't see any further than that, and I don't attach to it. I literally am becoming a Let's Talk in all these videos. But anyways, I love it. So Chiron showing up is everything that we just talked about, that there's this old wounds that are trying to come up to clear, and that's why this is showing up. And it's to be gentle with yourself, and you will be like, on the other side of always release is always peace and freedom, and this like calmer, quieter self that emerges. And your last card is surrender stress. How very poignant. Take a few deep breaths and exhale the tension you've built up in your body. Let the stress go as you come back to your center. I mean, this is very poignant to end this with. I hope that this helps you. I feel like this is a great reading for all of humanity, but it's showing up for you. So for me, it's showing up for you. There's definitely something from a childhood, from a, whenever you're having problems in your relationship, your job, your friends, your family, anything in the current moment is always a reflection of something that has occurred to you in your past. And it's just, it is needing to clear, and it's showing up like this. And it continuously shows up. You break up with this guy and then you go into with another one and you're like, oh, it's the same shit all the time. Yes, because you haven't cleared it. You're just avoiding it by breaking up, right? I'm not saying to stay with these people, but you understand the whole concept. It's like that's why I say focus on you. Is like focus on what is happening here. So the next time you don't choose the same loop again, the same pattern. The next time you'll be more free. You'll be like, oh. And it's not about love here. It's about just you, like embodying this divine feminine energy in the sense that I'm ready to receive, but I'm also ready to release. And I'm also ready to be honest with myself about this release, because the feminine is honest. It's truth. She's truth embodied, right? She's the moon energy. She's straight. She's also a little bit emotional, but let's not go there. But emotions are good. Energies in motion is emotion in the end, right? This is like getting us like releasing is, to me, is the energies emotion anyways. So anyways, I hope this has helped. If anything, you can book a session with me. We can move through these energies together, or you can like, share, comment, subscribe. Super thanks me if you can. Do whatever you can to support me. I really appreciate that. And I'll see you when I see you, and check out the other videos coming out this week. Love you.